The Dallas Cowboys saw their offseason take another dramatic turn on Sunday morning when NFL All-Pro return specialist Cavani Turpin was arrested on drug possession and weapons charges in Texas. According to the Dallas Morning News, Turpin was booked into the Collin County Jail in McKinney, Texas. Turpin, 28, was booked and charged initially with 2 misdemeanors: possession of marijuana, less than 2 ounces, and unlawful carrying of a weapon, the Dallas Morning News' Joseph Hoyt wrote on July 6. Turpin has had off-the-field issues before. He starred at TCU, but was kicked off the team after he was arrested on assault charges. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to probation and ordered to attend an abuse intervention program. #Cowboys All-Pro Cavani Turpin arrested earlier this morning on Class B misdemeanor possession of marijuana less than 2 ounces and Class A misdemeanor unlawful carrying weapon. Turpin is headed into his 4th season with the Cowboys and led the NFL in kickoff return yards in 2024, when he earned NFL All-Pro honors for the first time. He's also a 2-time Pro Bowler. He signed a 3-year, $13.5 million contract extension with the Cowboys on March 11. Turpin projected for bigger role in offense. The Athletic's Saad Youssef predicted Turpin could fill a different kind of role in the offense for the Cowboys in 2025. "I feel like Turpin will be used more as a playmaker than a receiver this year, which is better suited for who he is," Youssef wrote on June 19. This offseason, we've seen Turpin carry the ball out of the backfield and run quick routes close to the line of scrimmage that enable him to get the ball in space. There was some of that last year, but last year also featured some deep balls in 3rd and 10 situations that are what Turpin is built for. With CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens handling their business, the underneath should open up more for Turpin. The biggest upside role for Turpin in the offense would be as a legit WR3 option, something most teams struggle to find. "We're all talking about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and rightfully so," Ernie the Cowboys fan wrote on his official X account on July 2. "They're the best WR duo in the NFL, but we need to talk about how dangerous Cavani Turpin is as a WR3 in this #Cowboys offense." Dismissed from TCU over domestic violence arrest. Turpin was one of the best special teams players in the country over his final 2 seasons at TCU and had 6 career special teams touchdowns when he was dismissed from the team over 2 domestic violence charges. Turpin, a 2-time All-Big 12 pick, already had his size working against him at just 5'9" and 153 pounds, and ultimately went undrafted in 2019. For the next 3 years, Turpin kept his NFL dreams alive by bouncing around the nether regions of professional football. That included 1 season with the Frisco Fighters in the Indoor Football League in 2020, 1 season with the Wrocław Panthers in the European League of Football, 1 season with the Glacier Boys in the Fan-Controlled Football League, and 1 season with the Sea Lions of the Spring League. Finally, in 2022, Turpin caught a break with the New Jersey Generals in the USFL in 2022. With the Generals, Turpin was named USFL Most Valuable Player with 921 all-purpose yards and 5 touchdowns in just 10 games. The Dallas Cowboys have accomplished the majority of their major goals this offseason, but they still have one issue that needs to be resolved, and that's Micah Parsons' contract situation. With several of the other top pass rushers in the NFL receiving massive extensions over the past few months, Parsons has made it clear he wants a substantial raise, but to this point, no such deal has materialized. While there is still time for the 2 sides to head back to the negotiating table, the 2025 campaign is right around the corner. So what gives? Will Dallas and Parsons be able to find common ground on a potential extension? According to NFL insider Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, it sounds like a timeline for Parsons' contract negotiations has been set. Cowboys, Micah Parsons set to discuss contract during training camp. Pass rush market has exploded. By summer's end, at least 6 of top-end rushers should or will have secured mega deals since March. The Cowboys selected Parsons with the number 12 overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, and he immediately became one of the most disruptive defenders in the league. Parsons has been a Pro Bowler in each of his first 4 seasons, while also earning a spot on the All-Pro first team twice and winning Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2021. It wasn't much of a surprise to see Dallas exercise the fifth-year option in Parsons' rookie contract last offseason, setting the stage for some very important contract extension talks. No deal was reached last offseason, and now that he's preparing to enter the final year of his rookie contract, it's clear that there's a sense of urgency for both sides to get something done. July has rolled around now, and Parsons still hasn't put pen to paper yet, with the messy negotiations spilling out into the public eye on several occasions, which has only made things worse. However, the Cowboys still want to keep Parsons in town, and it seems like he wants to remain in Dallas. With that in mind, Fowler believes that the two sides will head back to the negotiating table once training camp rolls around. So this is kind of a relaxed situation, Fowler said on SportsCenter. When I talk to the people involved, they're like, look, it's a lull in the summer right now, not a lot going on. Once they reconvene for training camp, Dallas will probably lock in on this a little bit more. Typically, they do their deals late in the calendar, late August, early September. We've seen that with CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, some of their other big deals. Cowboys want to keep Micah Parsons in town for long-term future. It shouldn't come as much of a surprise that the Cowboys are highly motivated to lock up Parsons on a long-term deal. He's racked up 52.5 sacks over his first 4 seasons and has consistently been the most productive player on Dallas defense during that stretch. At only 26 years old, Parsons appears set to remain one of the players in the entire league. It's going to cost the Cowboys a pretty penny, but Parsons has already proved to be worth a massive contract, and the front office would be foolish to let this situation hover over them as the new season draws near. For now, all is quiet on the Parsons front, but it looks like training camp is when these negotiations could get serious. The Dallas Cowboys running back room is one of the most talked about positions on the roster, with many not sold on Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams, and Jaden Blue as the top 3. Some want more, and from the outside looking in, we get it. Dallas' new backfield prospects stand to many as a handful of former standouts and future guesses. So the calls for the Cowboys to trade for a running back are, this offseason, never-ending. The latest? Bleacher Report wants Dallas to contact the Jacksonville Jaguars and trade for Travis Etienne. And another outlet is reporting that Dallas is eyeing a trade for Etienne, saying that he merits being labeled elite. The Dallas Cowboys should already be calling about Etienne's availability, our rights. They currently have a backfield headlined by Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, 2 big question marks, given their recent production, and have shown a willingness to trade for talent post-draft. The willingness, we assume, is in reference to the acquisition of George Pickens, but we have no idea why BR would connect that idea to this idea. Furthermore, wouldn't every trade made from late April to the November NFL trade deadline be post-draft? We're not even sure what that means. Now, what about the player? After back-to-back seasons of 1,000-plus rushing yards to begin his NFL career, Etienne hit a brick wall last year, posting just 558 yards and 2 touchdowns in 15 games. Etienne played second fiddle to Tank Bigsby last season, which likely led to his decrease in production, along with injury. So, add this up. Why would the Cowboys trade for a semi-backup runner in ETIENNE on a rental when they haven't yet seen Sanders or Williams or Blue in pads in this Cowboys offense yet? Why is there a need now for a player who his own team, apparently at least to be sees as disposable? Still, we asked. And we have the answer as a team source makes perfectly clear to Cowboys country, that at this time rumors about Dallas pursuing a running back trade at this time are false. The Cowboys feel set at running back, at least until we spend some time in Oxnard, starting with the July 21st reporting day, and likely won't even contemplate a move at any position until they see the lay of the land with what they have. It is Sanders and Williams and Blue. And any proposed move for another back right now simply doesn't make any sense, at least from a perspective from inside the Star.